where a committee on the Solai tragedy has been established, and the team is made up of Solai victims and is chaired by John Mungai Ngugi. The establishment comes after Solai residents decried lack of involvement in the reconstruction process. Meanwhile, area leaders are faulting a preliminary report by DCI, further demanding all the 7 Patel dams to be drained and flattened. Our reporter Elfas Lagat now joins us live from Nakuru with an update. Elfas, good afternoon. What are the contents of the preliminary report on that particular tragedy?
Well, good afternoon to you, Akisa, in the studio. As you've mentioned, now area leaders are faulting that report that was filed by the detectives from the DCI. You would remember that DPP Nordin Haji ordered a probe on the Solai tragedy that happened on the 9th of May. Now it's exactly 20 days since that tragedy happened. Now, another report that has been filed is that of the engineers from the county government and those of the national government. So some of the findings that they brought to the fore is that the dam was constructed using porous materials, and again, little or no compaction was done on embankment material. Embankment slopes were too steep, as well as the dam had ineffective and inadequate spillway. Those are some of the observations that were brought to the fore by a team of engineers constituted from the county government as well as the national government. Now, you'll also remember that since that tragedy happened, and many quarters are terming it as aggravated impunity, since the owner of the dam to date is reportedly being protected by the police. You would remember also that on Friday, Kenya Human Rights Commission faulted the state, terming it as a negligence from the state, as well as a plot to try and quickly move on from this Solai tragedy. So recently as well, another update, Akisa, is that the residents, these are the victims directly, have formed a committee that was chaired by one John Ngugi, who is a retired teacher and was approved by Julius Kavita, who is the Deputy County Commissioner of Rongai. Now, residents are now trying to agitate for a clear and a transparent process of giving out the aid to 500 families who were affected when that tragedy happened. Now, that is the update that we have. We are keeping an eye on this. This morning, the area MCA, Member of County Assembly, Dr. Peter Mbai, telling the press, rather, that they would be going to court to seek orders from the court so that the remaining dams of Patel, you would remember that 2 of them were drained. One, that of Milmet, is the one that caused the destruction. So they are seeking to just find orders from the court to drain the remaining 4 dams of Patel, and not only drain, but flatten those dams, saying that they hindered the pathway of the rivers. And as I've mentioned from the observations that were made by the engineers who surveyed the whole area, is that those dams did not follow a proper procedure during the construction. So they still pose a major risk to the residents there. But the main concern for the people right now is that a due compensation process is undertaken, and the 10-kilometer stretch that was rendered useless, the state to come in and to have these people in resettling and going back to normalcy. Now, that is the situation, the Solai issue that has really captured the eye of the nation, that broke the hearts of so many people. 47 lives dead, 47 people who lost their lives, 500 families who were displaced, and these are the updates that we are following up. It's now an issue of compensation, it's an issue of reconstruction, but again, issues are coming up with matters of trying to get proper compensation for the property that they lost, and also the houses, the lands that were rendered useless. So we are following up on this to see if the state would come in to help facilitate the compensation and helping Solai people to return back to normalcy. Akisa.
Thank you very much for that update, Elfas Lagat, our reporter there with the Solai tragedy update and the reports and the reaction from the local leaders on the preliminary report. Elfas Lagat is joining us there.